Welcome to this beer lesson on pints and tumblers. It's part of a series on beer glassware, so make sure to check out my other videos on stemware, mugs and specialty glassware, and the best beer glassware to have. It's part of a free video series I'm producing with a group called the Restaurant Community, which is creating purpose, advancement, and community for everyone that's found family in the restaurant industry.
All right, let's start off by busting a myth. A brewery's branded glass is not automatically the best glass for that beer. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, but think about it this way. A brewery has two jobs. First, they need to brew delicious beer. Second, they need to sell delicious beer and merchandise. Okay, branded glassware with a logo, sometimes an interesting shape or some bling like a gold rim, some laser etching. It all looks really cool. Okay, but sometimes this branded glassware design comes at the expense of its function. Now, most brewery glassware is perfectly serviceable. However, it can be fragile, it can be expensive, sometimes it's impractical because of the size or shape. Furthermore, it's misleading at a bar when one brewery's beer is served in a glass with another brewery's logo on it.
So another pet peeve of mine is when a brewery's branded glass has tiny etches that are lasered into the bottom of the glass. Okay, the reason for this is that these etches will end up causing a little kind of a stream of bubbles to come up from the bottom of the glass to replenish the head on top of the glass. Okay, so they end up robbing Peter to pay Paul. They end up taking CO2 out of the beer to replenish the head. I'm not a fan. Okay, I don't want my beer to get noticeably flat within just a few minutes. All right, so I promise you there is a standard glass that's perfect for that beer, perhaps even better than the brewery's glass. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about a range of pints and tumblers.
All right, this is the core of standard pub glasses. All right, so they are all from my collection, which means they are a little bit beaten up, but they do cover most of the basics. So they are all tumblers, right? So that means they're not stemware, okay? They're flat-bottomed, and they are pretty decent size. They're all pints or half liters, and they are perfect for taking large quaffs of very refreshing beers that are not typically too alcoholic or intense, okay? And that's most beers that people drink, right? So we're talking things like Pilsners, and most other lagers. What else? Pale ales, amber ales, IPAs, blonde ales, cream ales, bitters, porters, most stouts. All right. So we have the shaker pint, okay, which is common across the United States. We have the nonic pint, okay, as well as the tulip pint. These are common across Britain and Ireland. And we also have the Willebecker, okay, which is in German it's called the Willebecker. Sometimes shortened to Willy or Willy, and of course the Pilsner. All right, let's bust another myth. Okay, the shaker pint and the nonic pint actually are not the best glasses for beer. Okay, they're sturdy and they're stackable, which is great for bar owners, but they actually don't do any favors for the beer. So the shaker pint, in fact, was actually designed as part of a cocktail shaker. Its shape is too wide to trap any of the beer's aromas. It's also too steep to support any of the beer's foam. They're easy to hold, but they're blocky and they keep your hand in the way of appreciating the beer's appearance. And as for stacking, it ends up scuffing a ring on the inside of the glass. And that etching or that scuffing ends up creating too much release of CO2. The beer foams up too quickly and ends up going flat too quickly. In geek speak, we're talking about any abrasions on the inside of the glass serving as nucleation sites to allow for the beer's CO2 to break out of solution prematurely.
I greatly prefer the tulip pint, which tapers slightly inward to focus the beer's aroma and concentrate the foam just a bit, and the Willebecker, which is just a little bit more slender but allows you to see and appreciate the beer a bit more. It's a bit utilitarian, but it's definitely a step up from the shaker pint. Now this one is just a small one. It just 250 milliliters or 8.5 ounces. It's half the size of a standard one. Willies come in a variety of sizes. Get your mind out of the gutter. The standard 500 milliliter or pint I don't have available to show you right now, unfortunately. Also keep in mind that most European glassware is sized to accommodate 2 to 3 fingers of foam above the volume of the beer. Okay, so a 500 milliliter Willy is actually about 600 milliliters to hold that extra foam.
All right. Now last but not least, we've got the Pilsner glass. It's a thing of beauty. And even though it's a specialty glass that's really associated with the Pilsner style, I consider it sort of a standard glass because Pilsner is so common and so popular wherever you go.
First used in the mid-1800s when Pilsner beer was invented, the glass's slender length allowed drinkers to watch the carbonation bubbles float up through the clear golden beer as it flutes outward to support a crown of long-lasting foam. This Pilsner glass that I have isn't quite as flared or fluted out as some Pilsners are.
Now also there's some Pilsners out there that are called footed Pilsners, which sit atop a short little stem or foot. The function's the same, they just add sort of a fancier look to the Pilsner glass. They're putting on airs, as my grandma used to say. So footed or not, the Pilsner is just a great glass, but it really is associated with the Pilsner style. Supporting anything else in it would be a little bit misleading, perhaps even verboten.
To wrap up, I want to mention that I don't have a big axe to grind it up. Shaker pints and Nonics. I'll drink out of them. But if you're looking to elevate your beer, or your bar that charges $7, $8, $9 a pint, you now know some reasons to consider a nicer glass. Head to therestaurantcommunity.com for more food and beverage service resources. You can watch more videos on all things beer at my YouTube channel, Master Cicerone Rich Higgins. Head over to my website, richhiggins.com, for the video prep course for the Certified Cicerone exam, and to learn the deductive beer tasting method, join my beer immersions to Belgium and Germany, and check out my Liquid Bread podcast. Stay in touch and follow me at Malty Rich. Cheers.